Matthew 13 and 18. He breaks it down now here. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one, and cast that Satan, and casteth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received seed by the wayside. 20. But he that received seed into stony places is he that heareth the word, and anon with received it. Yet he have no root in himself, but therefore a while. For when tribulation or persecution arises because of the word, by and by he is offended. Verse 22 in Matthew 13. He also that received seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word, and the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful. But he that received seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit and bringeth forth some an 100-fold, some 60-fold, some 60, some 30. So that seed that fell into good ground represents the Lord's chosen. So that's basically what I wanted to bring out there. The Most High spoke in that parable, that Isaiah 6, 9 through 10 parable there. Going into our people, some will receive the word, but they worry about the rich and the wealth of this life. Or some will hear the word and are excited at once, but don't fully understand it, and Satan takes it away with the words of this life. And then those who hear the word, but when trouble comes, they're offended, so they leave it off from them. They take the garment off from them because of the words of this life. And you notice how it's all the words of this life that takes the word away from them. Because this world is a wicked world, and it's ruled by a wicked man. That wicked man is the top Edomite man, or the so-called white man. Edom going into red, and Esau going into hairy, man. Going back to Genesis 25, the young elder shall serve the younger. And right now we're in that time though when Esau, Edom has that yoke off of his neck right now. Okay, and he's ruling us with violence. The sword represents violence, and Esau's blessing. The elect represent the seed that fell into good ground, and understood it, heard it, and understood it, and bare fruit. Either 160 or 30 fold. Going back to us, the Lord's elect being represented as a thriving tree. This goes back to Isaiah 17. Isaiah 17 and 11, and that day shalt thou make thy plant to grow, and in the morning shalt thou make the seed to flourish, but the harvest shall be a heap, and a day of grief and desperate sorrow. This Jeremiah 17. Jeremiah 17 and verse 7. Blessed is the man that trusts in the Lord, and whose hope is the Lord is. 8. He shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when heat cometh. But her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. So that's what we represent. That year of drought represents what's going to happen. Martial law, Jacob's trouble. That tree, the seed that fell on good ground, grow into that tree. The tree and whose leaves are always green, and Jeremiah 17, 8 and 9, I believe. So this Micah chapter 6, 7 and verse 9. I will bear the indignation of the Yahweh because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. Habakkuk 1 and 3. Why dost thou show me iniquity, and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me, and there are that raise up strife and contention. So we're bearing this indignation right now, this indignation of the Most High. Now, this is Psalm 83. And verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. So this is the tribulation that's going to happen. The crafty counsel Esau is doing right now, and he's going to bring out. That's going to be the ultimate test right there. Once he brings out these unrighteous decrees. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked and from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Verse 4. That 3. Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect, suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter, they commune of lying, laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both their inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. Balaam shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves, all that see them shall flee away. And it tells you right there, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. So we pray the Most High delivers us from the RFID microchip when it's being mandatory. When it's being a mandatory thing. And you have to be killed if you do not take the RFID microchip. Because you have to be killed if you do not take the RFID microchip. Psalm 58 and verse 6. Break their teeth, O Elohim, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Yahweh. That teeth is going into Esau Edom. Power, is the military, is power to make these laws. So this is why Job 14 and 5 reads, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, that was appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Job 20 and 23. When he is about to fill his belly, Elohim, the Most High shall cast the fear of his wrath upon him, and shall rain upon him while he is eating. Job 13 and 10. He will surely reprove you if you do secretly accept persons. No, not that. So that's Job 20 and 23. Like, the Lord's gonna rain fire upon him while he's eating, man. Because Job 9 and 24 reads here, the earth is given into him. Job 9 and 24 here, because it reads right here. Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the face of the judge thereof, not wearing who he is. Not wearing who the fuck he is, man. So the earth is given into the hand of the fucking wicked. That fucking wicked is fucking Esau Edom. So-called fucking white man. This Job 23 and 10, yeah. But he knoweth the way that I take where ye have tried me. I shall come forth as gold. Because like I always say, man, this is going to be a test. Test or elect, Lord's chosen, whoever they may be. It's confusing out here, yeah. I'll do it, I don't like coming out here. It's Isaiah chapter 48, verse 10. Behold, I refine thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. But the Most High says in us now, even now with these anointing people, we got to be burning ourselves with. Oh, that's bullshit here, man. Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse, Ecclesiastes 2 and 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable man in the furnace of adversity. You got a question, sir? Yeah. Good. Fucking douchebag. So yeah. You're being tried here in fucking Babylon, bitch. So yeah. Job 9 and 24 again. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. That's these Rothschilds. The head Edomite rulers. He covers the faces of the judges thereof, if not wearing who he is. This Job 5 and verse. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. The Rothschilds NWO. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. They meet with darkness in the daytime, and grope in the noonday as in the night. But he saved the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. So the poor have hope, and iniquity stops her mouth. Behold, happy is the man whom I am corrected. Therefore despise not the chastity of the Almighty. For he maketh sore and biteth up, he wounded, and his hands to make whole. He shall deliver thee a sixth of his con, and 7 there shall no evil touch thee. At famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Going back to that tree, we're going to be in the year of drought. We're not going to be starving to death here. Because some people are going to be starving to death. Or I should say a lot of people are. This Second Esdras 16 and 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Now this Lamentations 4 and 9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. Second Esdras 16, 15 and 57. Thy church shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. Thy city shall be broken down, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field. But they that be meat in the mountains shall die of hunger, and eat their own flesh, and drink their own blood, for very hunger of bread and thirst of water. So that's talking about famine that's going to happen, man. Talking about this famine, these people are going to be dying of hunger. with your fucking dick all day, man. Deuteronomy 28 and 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave. So that he will not give to any of them the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he hath nothing left him in the sage. And in the straightness whereof thy enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. So it explains it all there. They're going to be eating their children. And another verse I wanted to bring out was about in Isaiah where a man's going to be eating his own arm. He's going to be cutting his arm and eating it. That's a real verse in some book in Isaiah, in some chapter in Isaiah, man. This nigga talking loud as fuck over here, man. Hope that nigga eats his fucking dick in the stage, bro. Little black dick, dickhead. Again, as a Deuteronomy 28 and 55, so that he would not give to any of them the flesh of his children which he shall eat, because he have nothing left him in the sage, in the straightness whereof thine enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. Kings chapter 6 and verse 45. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they saged it until an ad's head was sold for 4 pieces of silver, and the 4 part of a calf of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. 46. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help, my lord, O king. And he said, If the Lord Yahweh will not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor, or out of the winepress? And the king said unto her, What aileth thee? And she answered, The woman said unto me, Give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we'll eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her, On the next day, give thy son, that we may eat him. And she hath hid her son. So that's what's going to happen again. cannibalism because of famine, because they're going to be hungry, are just going to come back in a big way. Okay, and Satan, your ball, what's he going to do? He's not going to make a chicken appear, man, to save your ass. Satan doesn't have any power. A bootleg is a fucking nothing. Genesis 43:1, and the famine was sore in the land. And it came to pass when they had eaten of the corn which they had brought out of Egypt, the father said unto them, Go again, buy us a little food. That land. So that's famine, and that famine is going to come back again. Isaiah 33 and verse 6. Right here, this is Isaiah 33 and 6. 32, and now rise up, you woman that are at ease. Hear my voice, you careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall be trouble, you careless woman. For the benches shall fail, the gathering shall not come. 11, tremble, you woman that are at ease. Be trouble, you careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Because it's going to be a famine. So a lot of you women are going to be troubled when the time half comes. This is back in chapter 3 and verse 17. Although the fig tree shall not blossom, neither shall fruit be in the vines, the labor of the olive shall fail, and the field shall yield no meat. The flock shall be cut off from the fold, and there shall be no herd in the stalls. There shall be no herd in the stalls. Genesis chapter 12 and verse 10, and it reads here, and there was a famine in the land, and Abraham went down to Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was grievous in the land. So there is a famine even back with Abraham where Abraham was living. In this Genesis 26 and 1, and there was a famine in the land beside the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went into Abimelech the kingdom of the Philistines unto Gerar. Yeah. So that's what happened right there. Then the famine in Joseph's time. This Genesis 41 and 27. And it reads here in Genesis 41 and 27, and it reads here. And the seven then and ill-favored kind that came up after them are 7 years, and the 7 empty years blasted with the east wind shall be the seven years of famine. So those are the 7 years of famine, man. It's gonna come to fucking Babylon the Great this other time, man. like I said there back in chapter 3 and 17 there. Although the fig tree shall not blossom, neither shall fruit be in the vines, the labor of the olive shall fail, and the field shall yield no meat. The flock shall be cut off from the fold, and there shall be no herd in the stalls. Exactly. So, yeah, like I said, like, yeah, you know, yeah, like I said in the beginning right there, the famine's gonna come again. This guy's sitting there. Scared white girls. Scared white girls. Crying over there, yeah. Y'all gonna be crying when the famine happens also. As I read there in Jeremiah 32. I mean Isaiah 32. Yeah, Isaiah 32. Isaiah 32 and 9 through 12 right there. Okay. There's two. Isaiah 4 and 3 and verse 18. In that day the Lord Yahweh will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their cords and their round towers like the moon. The chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings, the rings and nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel, the mantles, the wimples and the christening pins, the glass and the fine line and the hoods and the bells. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle a rent, and instead of well set hair baldness, and instead of stomach a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. That man shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the board, and their gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. That's what's also going to happen to you, woman. Your clothes, your perfume, your ointments, which y'all don't even use ointments, you guys use man-made perfume. That's all it is, man-made perfume. And basic chemicals, that's what you guys, the Lord's going to take away your chemicals away, your weeds, your clothes, all of that. You're also going to have the famine, plus the famine. And then your man's going to die by martial law or something. are gonna on the right hand side, you know, the man of the Lord is gonna see it. This Matt Zechariah here, man. It's Amos 6 and verse Micah 7 and 10. Then she as my enemy shall see it, and she shall cover it with said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? My eyes shall be ordered, that shall be trodden down as the meal of the streets. And that man's going to be a man of the Lord. That's why I talked about the tree in Jeremiah 17 and 8 and 9, I believe. The tree that flourishes, that leaves are green in the year of drought, the man of the Lord. Because Moses is gonna man of the Lord ain't gonna be starving. A man of the Lord is not gonna be starving to death when the time comes. And that's in Isaiah 65 and 15. I mean 13. Therefore shall says the Lord. That's why Isaiah 65 and 13 reads, therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. 14. Behold my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. So it tells you there. Our Mosa is going to look out for his elect. Make sure they're eating. Make sure they don't starve to death. Making sure that, you know, they don't die by this disease, the real COVID-19 that's going to happen. Make sure you don't get the RFID microchip, and that the martial law doesn't kill them or catch them. Certain brothers are going to be caught though and killed. Okay? That's Jacob's trouble. Proverbs 16 and 19. Or I mean verse 10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, the righteous runneth into it and is safe. Isaiah 33 and 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. And wisdom and knowledge. Part of that wisdom and knowledge is knowing the name of the Lord. Going back to Proverbs 16 and 10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and is safe. And the name of the Lord is Yahweh, and the Son's name is Yahweh Shai. So it's a strong tower there. And that's the wisdom and stability of the times. That's going to save us, which is the Most High. Understand or know what time we're coming into, even though we're blowing this trumpet. Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 17. Son of man, I made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel, therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. Verse 18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I incur at thine hand. 19. If thou warn the wicked, and he turn from his not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, you shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. 20. Again, when a righteous man doth turn from his righteousness and commit iniquity, and I lay stumbling block before him, he shall die because thou hast not given him warning. He shall die in his sin, and his righteousness which he hath done shall not be remembered, for his blood will I cry at thine hand. Nevertheless, if thou warn the righteous man, and the righteous man sin not, and he doth not sin, he shall surely live, because he was warned, and also thou hast delivered thy soul. That's what we're doing, and that's what I just finished doing here, blowing this trumpet, sounding this alarm. Basically, I'm gonna close out with Amos right here. Amos chapter 3 and verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord Yahweh have not done it? Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants the prophets. And that's the secrets he's revealing to us, what's going to happen. The RFID, the Rothschilds NWO. The Lion hath roared, who will not fear? The Lord Yahweh hath spoken, who can but prophesy? And that's all we can do right now. So either we get brought into the FEMA camps to get tortured or killed, or until the Most High shuts the word, the family of the word, which we got into in Amos 8 and 11, or either tell
Hello? Air high five? High five?
I don't even know you.
No?
I don't even know who you are. Don't talk to me, please. Either till the family of the word comes, or either till we get captured and killed, or either till, the Most High gives us spiritual powers, and we beat Esau down, man.